3 more Dell computers in one day. I swear these things just kind of gravitate towards me. These were a friend of my coworkers. They were just cleaning out some old stuff. I got a 15-inch LCD, a Dimension 4600, another Dimension 2400, and a Dimension C521. I haven't had one of these before, so I think I'm going to look at this one first and see what kind of goodies are in there. Not sure what was going on with this C521. It looks like they were using it for parts or were getting ready to fix it or something. Everything's been disconnected, and it looks like the hard drive is missing. That's probably why everything is disconnected. It's got a Toshiba Samsung DVD writer, a couple sticks of RAM. One of them's halfway out of the socket, and I think the stock video card is a GeForce 6150 LE. I don't know if this has been upgraded or not, but this looks like it's a low profile micro BTX form factor. The expansion cards are actually shorter than a standard card. Kind of a interesting little setup. Proprietary power supply. I don't like those too much because they can be hard to find and very expensive. Sometimes you can find them at places like Hyper Micro, where I used to buy those AcBell workstation power supplies. They have lots of odds and ends of power supplies like this, sometimes for less than 20 bucks a piece, but it's hit and miss. I'm gonna reconnect all these cables and see if this thing will even power up. Kind of a neat mounting system for the DVD drive. You just pick up on this lever here and it pushes the drive back, and you can just pick it up off its mounting rails. It uses those screws with the spacers on them that I've seen in some of the other Dimension series computers. Like the Dimension 5100 I used to have, used the same type of screws. I had to take the drive out to hook the 4-pin CPU power connector back up, and it's also easier to access the RAM, but I think I can do it with the drive in. I also noticed that they had mismatched RAM sticks, which isn't a good thing when you're trying to run dual channel. So this is only looks like DDR2 533. I think I have some more of that stuff laying around, and I might have a matched pair, so I'm going to take a look and see, because I'd like to get some decent RAM in here for the first test. Just like I thought, I had a couple sticks of PC2 4200 laying around, 256 megs a piece, and it looks like I have a pair of 512, but they're different speeds. Man, one's PC2 3200, that's really slow, and then there's a 1 gig chip here. Too bad I don't have a second one to go with it. We are ready for a power up test. I had to find a different keyboard because I didn't realize that this only had USB, no PS2 ports at all. Everything's connected. I just got to plug in the power and see what it does. Let's see here. I don't know if it's going to do anything at all. It doesn't look like it. Fans running full speed. That's usually a telltale sign that there's a motherboard problem or a RAM problem. Time to start troubleshooting. Well, unfortunately it appears we have a bad motherboard. CPU doesn't even get warm when you turn it on, and the power light stays orange. And but this will be a nice parts machine. Got a nice fan and a DVD writer, a couple of RAM sticks, and what is this? A Athlon 64. I'm not sure which one it is. ADA 3200 socket AM2. I want to say it was like a 4600 plus or something like that. Nothing real fast, but parts machine. Time to move on to the next one. On to the next one in line. This is the Dimension 4600 here. The case is very similar to the 2400. In fact, it uses the same setup on the inside too. You can see the extra hard drive caddy like I was talking about with the 2400 that didn't have it. The inside of this one looks okay, and I've already plugged it in, so I'm going to just turn this one on and see what it does. Go right into the BIOS and see what we got here. Automatic IDE configuration. Wonder if the hard drive is bad. Shouldn't be taking that long. There we go. Pentium 4 2.6. 1 gig of RAM running at 400 megahertz. Not bad. Not bad at all. Especially considering that this system has 4 RAM slots and only 2 are filled. I should have some more memory to put in here. Let's see. And it's got the 800 megahertz front side bus. This ought to fix up to be a nice little machine. I'm not sure what kind of video card that is in there. They've got a block out plate over the onboard VGA, and I'm assuming there's some sort of low-end GeForce card in there. Wonder if it'll load the OS. Hyperthreading disabled. Let's fix that this time. Alright. There's a disc in the CD-ROM. It wasn't in that one. There's definitely something in here. It's come on. Man, this thing's really not wanting to let go of this disc. I'm not fast enough, darn it. I'll mess with it later. Sure is taking its time to boot Windows. Any day now. Oh, it's doing something. Wow. Sweet. God, McAfee. What a joke. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to sit here for a while and wait for everything to catch up. Moving on to the Dimension 2400 now. Very familiar since I was just working on one of these. Both the RAM slots are full. Everything looks okay. Let's juice it up. Pentium 4 2.26 gigahertz. 2 gigs of PC 2700. Sweet. Single channel still. Figured it was a single channel board. 533 FSB CPU. I think it was UXW Bill was saying he thought these might unofficially support 800 megahertz front side bus. I might try that later. Let's take a look here. I wonder what kind of hard drive is in this. It's much quieter than the last 2400 I worked on. Boy, Windows sure is a lot snappier when you got a couple gigs of RAM installed, even on a slower processor. Makes a huge difference. Let's see here. Looks like a pretty bare stock installation of Windows. 75 gig hard drive. Let's see what kind of other stuff we got here. Yeah, that's all. Pentium 4 2.26 and 2 gigs of RAM. RAM is probably the most valuable part of this whole system. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be much to do. So, more parts to put together a Dimension 2400. I figured if I was working on all these other Dells, I might as well take another look at this Dimension 2400 that I was working on in an earlier video. I found a 1 gig RAM stick laying around that I'm pretty sure was bad, but it seems to be working in the system so far. I'm going to run memtest 86 plus, and if it passes a couple cycles through, I'm just going to leave it in there, and I think that'll make this system run much better than having 512 mag. Since it's only a single channel anyways, there's really no benefit to having two matched sticks in there as opposed to one single. And I'll get this thing out of here probably tomorrow or the next day. And these other ones, I'll get to them whenever I can get to them, I guess.